George Noah is the Chief Executive Officer of the Lagos State Signage Advertisement Agency. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, thank you.
What you also spoke in that particular report is something that needs some clarity or clarification, so to speak, because it would seem as if LASAA had gone political in the business which they're doing, from the accusations coming from the opposition in the state, the PDP. What exactly is happening?
I really don't understand the issue about LASAA going political. When your staff were assaulted on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, you spoke out, didn't you? We are regulators in this business. Under the federal constitution, if you look at the fourth schedule concerning the functions of local councils, it expressly gives the control and regulation of outdoor to local authorities. In the case of Lagos State, the local councils came together and ceded this function to LASAA. And that's why you have other states like Bauchi, Kwara, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, and so on, emulating the same thing we've done in Lagos State. When you talk about outdoor activity in Lagos State, LASAA controls and regulates. So we're only doing our job. If people infringe on the rules, we have to tell them they're doing so. It is our job. And if we keep quiet, then we are accepting impunity. So when people talk about, we jumping into the political fray, we're doing so only to safeguard this industry that a lot of people have spent a lot of years to build. The confidence that exists in this sector is very high. This is a sector that has a yearly turnover of about 50 billion. When you look at people who fabricate, people who print, consultants, lawyers, and so on, employs about 100,000 people. And this kind of activity that is going on, I'm sure when you drive around, you'll be wondering, hey, what's going on here in Lagos? We're in a situation where we're in danger of imbibing a dangerous political culture, where when it's election time, I can come to you, Sulaiman, and give you 2 dirty slaps, and it's election time, and you walk away. That is what we're facing. We have a situation where, especially on the issue of street lamp poles, one party wakes up, and I have to be very frank, one party wakes up and decides to go and stick their materials on street lamp poles that other people have paid for. We have example of the case of Glow on Third Mainland Bridge. We have Huawei at Motorways, Old Toll Gate here. And, we are, as regulators, we have to, voice our views when rules are being infringed on. And they're using the police to prevent us from doing our job. In the 2 cases I mentioned, about 350 million is going to be lost by, the agencies who were contracted by Huawei and Glow to put their advertisement on the street lamp poles. And in so doing, let me just quickly, in so doing, they may jeopardize the jobs of several people. It may lead to some of these companies going bust. And as a result, whatever we do goes beyond this period when we're doing election. And so, as regulators, we have to express our views, especially when people are infringing on the rules with impunity.
You're just a regulator, and we have the agencies who actually carry out the main task of putting up some of these adverts or billboards. For the billboards, we'll come back to the lamppost. Is strictly the affair of the agencies.
Well, yes. LASAA doesn't own the billboards. There are about less than 900 billboards in Lagos State. Out of that, LASAA built about 25. used mainly to create awareness for, activities of the state government. The rest are owned by individual, businessmen and women. As a result, anyone who is interested in creating awareness for their products and services would go to them.
Go to the agencies.
Exactly. So it's completely, out of act. And so I was surprised when the police commissioner in his press conference was stating that LASAA has been removing billboards. That's completely false.
So what have you been taking out? Is it the
Well,
posters?
November last year, we held a town hall meeting, and we invited all the stakeholders, political parties, civil society groups, industry associations like OAN, APCON, and we explained to them the rules, concerning display of political materials during this period. We also published in 4 national newspapers: Punch, Guardian, This Day, Nation, and also PM News. So, and I must say that, it is only here in Lagos State that the regulatory authority took this step, as if we knew that it was going to, we would get to this stage. But we were doing the needful. We created awareness for, what they should do and what, they should do.
Adherence matters a lot. And if the PDP, we saw the chairman there complaining, has there been anyone from the ruling APC whose billboard, whose posters have been taken out by LASAA?
Look, let me tell you, in this state, if you talk about agencies, LASAA has a very high reputation. And because we do our job professionally, anything we do, whether it is the conference and exhibition, which we now make a yearly event, so we do the countdown, we do our job professionally well. Don't you think it would be very absurd if our enforcement team would go and remove posters, and they will leave the posters of the APC and they'll be removing PDP in full glare? Does that really, that's not possible.
I think it's very important that, first of all, the rules are spelled out. What are the rules?
Look, let me even talk about a very basic, simple rule. Do not paste poster on High Street, Mawulaji Bank Anthony, Alfred Rwani, Third Mainland Bridge. That's the very basic one. And we said, look, in order not to completely deface our environment, because if we're not careful, what will happen is we would just imbibe this culture of people can paste posters anywhere, anytime. And we wanted to limit it to a specific area, which is go to the inner streets and go and paste posters, and we'll leave you alone. And no one can say that we've gone to the inner streets to go and remove anybody's poster. When we go to the high street to do so, then it becomes a problem. And I must say, look, all the parties are, have infringed on that. And we remove. If you go to the BBC website, for instance, there's a report there about our, LASAA staff removing posters of all political parties showing, the APC, PDP. So we remove posters without any fear or favor. But what they've done, in the course of doing our job, we normally use police officers to help us with enforcement. Even before electioneering, sometimes when our people go and remove posters, they assault them. So we have to give them protection. Now, ever since the police commissioner did his press conference, they've been reluctant to provide us with officers to help us do this thing. So that's why you see Lagos in the state where it is right now.
Do you remove posters in the middle of the night, or do you remove them
it's a 24-hour job.
In broad daylight?
Look, before electioneering, we used to have about 20,000 posters deployed in Lagos. Now, we have as many as 350,000 a day. So it is a 24-hour job. Our people go out to remove posters. But right now, the police have refused to provide cover for our people. And the implication of what the police commissioner said, if you watch what he was saying in that clip, was that if anyone should go out to remove poster anywhere in this state, they will be arrested. So if someone comes to your house and pastes the poster on your house and you remove it, they will arrest you. Well, I mean, in my adult life, I have never seen anything as absurd as